If God made everything, when did He create dinosaurs? Hi, Calvin Smith here, and welcome to Creation Basics, where our goal is to make God's creation part of your everyday conversation with family and friends. Now, today's question, when did God create dinosaurs? This is a huge question. Walk into just about any kindergarten classroom and ask the kids, when did dinosaurs live? And almost every time they'll respond, millions of years ago. Well, this is because this is regularly repeated in kids' books and children's books, television shows, movies. This idea of dinosaurs living millions of years ago, well, it permeates our society so thoroughly that the majority of children just growing up just assume it's true. And seeing as how, adults are just kids that grew up, almost everybody believes this. So this idea is probably the most effective tool, by the way, that secularists use to promote their ideas about evolution in millions of years and attack the Bible because it contradicts the biblical account of creation at numerous points. So, for example, the Bible reveals that God made all land animals and the first two humans on the sixth day of creation week about 6,000 years ago, and that these were normal days. So obviously, according to the Bible, dinosaurs didn't live millions of years before humans did. And God also said that He'd send two of every kind of land animal to Noah to take on board the Ark. And that would have included dinosaurs, they're land animals. And now people often laugh at that idea, but with only 50 or 80 dinosaur kinds and the average adult dinosaur being about the size of a bison, the Ark had lots of space for every kind of dinosaur, particularly if God sent juveniles to Noah. So when we say that people lived at the same time as dinosaurs, people will often accuse us of being unscientific or lacking any supporting evidence. The old, so you think Flintstones was a documentary type of thing, and they'll laugh. But we can actually better understand the evidence for dinosaurs when we look through the lens of Scripture. For example, dinosaur fossils are found with the remains of sea creatures buried in rock layers stretching across continents. These finds indicate that these layers were deposited by a watery event, a large watery event, large enough to cover the continents, and that those creatures died during that event. What comes to mind? Maybe the global flood described in Genesis 7 to 8? That'd provide a perfect explanation for that much large-scale sedimentation. Scientists have also discovered soft tissue and blood cells in some dinosaur bones, and a bunch of creatures that lived during the supposed dinosaur eras. Now, while evolutionists have scrambled to find a mechanism that could have possibly preserved these features for more than 66 million years, biblical creationists simply argue that, the soft tissue find fits perfectly with our belief that dinosaurs lived just a couple of thousand years ago. Also, some people say the Bible doesn't mention dinosaurs, but it actually mentions creatures that fit the description of some of them, and it does use the word dragon. And some of the dragon legends from around the world seem to confirm the biblical view that humans actually encountered dinosaurs and saw them. The creatures described in dozens of these tales sound very much like what we call dinosaurs today. And there are carvings and there are paintings that strongly resemble dinosaurs, even though they were completed centuries before dinosaur skeletons were being excavated and reconstructed in museums. Think about it. If dinosaurs truly died out millions of years ago, how could so many people groups throughout history and all over the world have known what they looked like and passed on stories about them if they hadn't seen them? Also, as for the Bible supposedly not mentioning dinosaurs, look at how God, got Job in the book of Job to consider the behaviors and abilities of a whole bunch of different creatures like goats and wild donkeys and ostriches and horses and hawks, and of a creature called Behemoth in Job 40. The description of this creature's hail says it moved like a cedar tree, and its bones and limbs were, compared to bronze and iron, respectively. Although we don't know exactly what Behemoth is, it's actually a great description of what we'd call a modern sauropod dinosaur, such as an Apatosaurus, for example. Some Bible commentaries say, it was a behemoth was like a hippo or an elephant. But if you've ever seen the hind end of either one of these, they don't have tails that sway like a cedar tree. It's important to have, answers to this subject, because Scripture tells us that all things were made by and for their Creator, Jesus Christ, in Colossians 1:16. So when did God create the dinosaurs? He created them on day 6 of creation, about 6,000 years ago. Hey folks, Calvin here. If you've been watching this program for a while now, have been blessed by the content, understand the importance of biblical authority, and have the means, please consider giving a one-time gift or becoming one of our monthly supporters by clicking that link below. And even if you don't, keep watching. Our goal is to equip the average believer to be able to share the gospel more frequently and effectively by making God's creation part of your everyday conversation. Stay blessed.